Hey everyone, it's Brian again from Massey's Main Entertainment. We're back with part two of 1977, Building the Perfect Album. Uh, the first volume was, some banger tunes. It seemed like and then all of a sudden, all of us seemed to kind of branch off in different directions, which was healthy for all of us, I think. But all great albums for sure. Joining me today for this part two is returning is Rich Strickler. I'll be putting a link to his website, his YouTube page down below, and also Doc. Doc's joining us. Doc
Boys.
he brought the last video. He brought the Cartman theme song with him, and we appreciate it very much. So what we have here is 1977. It's such a big year. We decided to have a double album. So just a quick review of some rules that we had. Of course, we got to pick two songs from each one of the albums. So we'll be covering probably some artists that have already been mentioned. We'll probably be covering another song from a particular album that they had already. So, and also if there was any singles that were available, they could pick from that, or even some deeper cuts here. I think even for me this time around you can pick album cuts if you want, as long as you pick it from the year that the album was released. So that kind of works out. Please watch our videos also from 1965 to 1976. We have those up on the channel. Each one of those has a link to all of our Spotify lists. So if you want to like our video and then you want to jam out to our tunes, you can click on those lists and just play away in the background, and you'll really enjoy it. So guys, how did you feel about 77?
Strong year.
I think we'll see. Go ahead, Rich.
No, I was going to say a strong year. I mean, double album, absolutely required for this. 24 songs isn't even enough, because I have a ton. Rumors alone has 11 songs, and they would all qualify for one album. And, I feel that way about The Stranger as well, another loaded album that could, dominate. So I tried to mix it up as best I could. Some albums I couldn't get away from, like Asia, and there's another one, but it was hard for me to leave only one Jackson Browne song on my album, which is hard to believe, but I went with the title track on my previous album. So I enjoy 77. 78 is going to be a drastic step down for me, because we're only going to be able to do 12 songs, and I know there's going to be a bunch that I wish I would have had on the album. So real difficult coming up in the next couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
I agree with that, Rich. Actually, 78, 79. I'm not looking forward to that in one sense. I'm happy this is a double album.
Yeah.
There's like I said at the beginning of volume one, there a lot of strong albums in 77 again, like 76 I find, and I think the repeats. I have a few that are going to show up, just because that's the way I feel about the albums. I think some of them are so strong, but like I said before, there's a lot of strong singles too in 77 that if they don't make an appearance, they're definitely in the honorable mention list, I think, as things unfold. So a great year for music, man. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, it was.
Right. Perfect. So Rich, you were first last time. I know you're not a big fan of going first, but it's your year. That's kind of part of the deal.
Yeah, I picked this year because I thought it was that strong. So I'm going to go jumping right in here. Kicking it off with more Leonard Skinner. I think they, their last album, Street Survivor, that was sort of their swan song with Ronnie Van Zant as the lead singer. I'm going to go with What's Your Name? A great kick-ass song about the boys drinking at the hotel bar and getting into a brawl with the roadie said something about a girl, I believe. All the next thing you know, the fists are flying. I just like that Southern rock attitude, and them and the Allman Brothers were the best at it. So I wanted to give them two songs on my 77. So What's Your Name by Leonard Skinner. Great way to open my album. Volume 2, side C. Then I'm going to go into a little ELO, Turn to Stone, off the Out of the Blue album. More this orchestral pop rock that Jeff Lynne specializes at. The catchy hooks, all these instruments coming in. It's just a stroke of genius. Nobody else can do it like ELO, and that's why they are who they are. My third song, I had to pick something off of Saturday Night Fever, because it was, if you lived in those years, you know how huge it was. The clothing, the hairstyles, the music, television show. Everything was based around that phenomenon. So I went with the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love, a love song, sort of plays over the credits at the end of the film with him and that older woman that he's his dance partner at the time. I could have went with Staying Alive or Night Fever, one of the more up-tempo ones, but I always liked How Deep Is Your Love, the harmonies and the Bee Gees here. Fantastic. My fourth song is one that Brian had earlier, Allison by Elvis Costello, off the My Aim Is True album. I think this is based on a chick that Elvis may have had a crush on, I think at the supermarket, but she didn't return the favor, sort of, she didn't feel the same way about him. He was trying to convince her, my aim is true, and all that stuff. I heard somebody had your pretty fingers in the wedding cake. There's all kinds of weird derisive lyrics in this song here that Elvis is good at sticking it to somebody when he doesn't get his own way and show a little attitude. I think it's a real pleasant song, and the melody of it, the lyrics are a little bit different. Then I'm going to go for my fifth tune off Steely Dan's Asia again, my second time for them, Black Cow, which is the opening track here, kind of a deeper cut for them. I like the bass line on this, and it sort of opens up. That Black Cow is named after a drink, which is sort of a root beer and I think a ice cream float or something, chocolate ice cream and a root beer or something like that. That combination is a Black Cow, and somebody's in the corner drinking a Black Cow in the song. That's why it's titled what it is. But I love Steely Dan, as you guys know. This album might be my favorite of theirs, and I had to represent it twice. And my last song here is an unusual one, but I wanted to get some Rod Stewart in off the Footloose and Fancy Free album, a song called I Was Only Joking. Rod Stewart, this is him looking at his youth, reminiscing about, love and hijinks, and admitting he might have been a fool at times. I think it's a brilliant song lyrically, and he sings it well as well. So that's ending my side C. I Was Only Joking by Rod Stewart.
Wow, that's a big surprise.
Huge.
That side is
surprise.
that's so.
I was holding some aces up my sleeve here, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, I was like, okay, the Bee Gees. I was like, okay, you said Saturday Night Fever, and I'm going, okay, the Bee Gees. But I didn't expect you to pick the ballad by the Bee Gees.
I went with the ballad. Yep.
Wow.
Showing my sentimental side there. What can I say?
That is,
And not Tonight's the Night, from Rod. So
no, I went with a different tune. I Was Only Joking. I've always loved it. There's a nice instrumental piece in that as well. I like.
Yeah.
Good for you. Cool.
Allison, Allison was the most popular song off of My Aim Is True. I almost went with The Angels Want to Wear My Red Shoes, which I like too. And there's a bunch of tunes on that. Watching the detective.
Watching the Detectives is good. And,
every song on that album is good. But that's it. And I love Skinner, so they had to be in there as well. And ELO.
Covering off the hitters, man. Covering off the hitters.
Yeah. I know we don't have any trifectas there. I don't know. We might be stuck at 2 for a while here. Let's see.
Might be stuck. We might.
I think I have one. I have definitely one upcoming. So let me jump in. My final side here. More Eddie Money for all you Eddie Money fans out there. Baby Hold On, the first song I ever heard from Eddie Money. His first big hit, a catchy song. He performed this on American Bandstand and Saturday Night Live back in the day. 2 Tickets to Paradise was his follow-up tune, but they both make my album because they're both that strong. My number 2 track is a trifecta, David Bowie's Heroes. No doubt it was on my album. I think it's a very sophisticated kind of song. Musically, I'm not even sure all the instruments that are in it. It sort of comes over you. Basically, it's about 2 lovers kissing at the Berlin Wall. We can be heroes just for one day. Real cool tune. My number 3 is the Meatloaf song that we mentioned before. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's the one I liked. Another ballad. Off of Bat Out of Hell. I had to represent it. That was another one of these monster albums that year that I had to pick one tune. It could have been Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It could have been the title track. It could have been All Revved Up and Nowhere to Go, but I went with 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad because I like the lyrics, especially about the Cracker Jack box, and there's all kinds of cool lyrics in there that I like. Number 4 on side D, Linda Ronstadt, my girl, Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me. Warren Zevon cover.
Wow.
Simple Dreams album. I like the lyrics. I lay my head down on the railroad tracks, waiting for the double E, but the train don't come by here no more. Poor, poor, pitiful me. Love it. So that makes my album. My number 5 is more Billy Joel, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. Great song. Brenda and Eddie, that whole storytelling. You can picture the checkerboard cloth table they're eating at in the Italian restaurant, New York City, Little Italy. Great storytelling. One of Billy's best songs for me, from a great album. The Stranger album is my favorite album of his. And I could have had 8 different tunes from that album.
Yep.
So that's the way I went. And I'm going to end it with, I believe, another trifecta. The Chain, or maybe not. Not yet. The Chain is my favorite Fleetwood Mac song off this album. Album of the year for 77. It's kind of a unifying song, even though they're going through these horrendous fights, turmoil within the band, breaking up, catcalling, just nasty sleeping with each other, all that kind of stuff, all the drama within the band. The Chain is a unifying. Everybody plays their part in it. The bass line in there is phenomenal. You mentioned the drumming. The rhythm section is killer between the bass and the drums. And then Lindsey does his part, and they all vocalize, and it's a great song. It's my favorite song off that album, one of my top Fleetwood Mac songs of all time. So I'm going to end my 77 album with The Chain.
Nice.
Very cool.
I do have a Linda Ronstadt song. I just don't have the same song. So great pick there, though. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl, beautiful voice. Just amazing.
Yeah, I love her whole catalog, especially in the 70s. I think I know the song you picked. We'll find out when we get there. It was definitely in the running for me, too.
And we hit on Heroes, and we hit on Go Your Own Way by proxy from last year. So those are the ones we've got 3 so far that we've hit on. So
that might be it.
That might be it. Rich, you may have won the lottery there, huh?
I predicted 3. I thought it was around 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
No comment. I'll just
no
there's
comment.
a lot. There's all I can say is there's a lot riding on Brian. That's what I'll say right now.
You're sandbagging again.
We're really in trouble.
That's cool.
I think you're relying on me. We're really in trouble.
Nah. What do you got for us?
All right. So leading off my side C, this side's a little bit more traditional side. I've got Go Your Own Way. It's already been mentioned before. I figured if I was going to have Dreams on the first album, I was going to have this one on the second one. I figured give both, Stevie and Lindsey their fair shot to take at each other. And Stevie claimed that this one was this one was much more brutal than her lash out at Lindsey. She thought that this was, much more vindictive towards her. I think it's been said 1,000 times. I can't imagine somebody writing a song about you and ripping you up, and then for the next 20 years, you guys are going to play this song in concert. I can't imagine what kind of
standing side by side.
You got to swallow your ego, and that's crazy. Number 2, I've got Rich has already mentioned it. Baby Hold On to Me by Eddie Money. I like the keyboard work in it, and I just think it's great. Baby, what's this things you've been saying about me behind my back? I mean, it's just great stuff. My favorite song by Eddie. I don't really get into him again until the early 80s again. I kind of pick him up again. One of his albums there. Number 3, I've got Running on Empty, Jackson Browne. Every time I think of this song, I feel like I want to jump in my car and roll down the windows and go out cruising, let the air blow through the car, and gives that great visual imagery of that. Number 4, I've got, I think it's already been mentioned. It may have been Rich, Dust in the Wind, Kansas.
Yep, I had it.
Yep, I had to put that there. Probably one of their 2 most well-known songs of all time. The song holds up to this day, doesn't get old at all. And number 5 and 6, I decided to group together. I don't know if we've done this yet or not. I just thought these songs were kind of inseparable, and they appear together on the album. They appear together as a single, A side to B side. I've got Queen, We Will Rock You, and also Queen, We Are the Champions, kind of lumped together there. It just felt like they were kind of inseparable to me in some ways. You know, I like, if I had to pick one, maybe I lean toward We Are the Champions a little bit more than We Will Rock You, because We Will Rock You's kind of been used ad nauseum in a lot of different sports settings and things like that. So but I figured we keep them together. Both songs deserve it. So
good for you.
Yeah, I had that on my honorable mention. That was one that I thought I should have had it in there, but I couldn't part with any of the other songs I liked. What else can I say? What was the other one I wanted to mention? I didn't write it down, but I like your album. I wasn't that out there as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely not that far out there, Brian.
No, I was surprised you went with the Eddie Money tune, definitely, which I like. I didn't think that was your vibe, but cool. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
nice job.
All right. So side D gets this is kind of half and half here, but it's got some of my personal favorites, even though like most of the time people don't really necessarily know the song, or they're not their favorite song by the artist. Leading it off, I've got Strawberry Letter 23 by the Brothers Johnson. I love the song. It's beautiful. And it took me 3 or 4 listens to realize that the song itself is Strawberry Letter 23. Because it never makes mention of it in the song. He only alludes to the fact that a letter that he got from his girl was titled Strawberry Letter 22. So the song that he's actually singing is actually Strawberry Letter 23. Yeah. So I always thought that was a really cool concept once I finally kind of caught on to what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Great song. I thought it was kind of cool to have some nice smooth R&B in here to lead us off.
Good one.
I got number 2, I've got Climax Blues Band, Couldn't Get It Right.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit more funky, that R&B and funk kind of all mixed together. Maybe a slight blend of some pre-disco moments in there as well. But it's a great tune. I thought it went well really with the Brothers Johnson. Then I go right into pure blues. I've got Muddy Waters, a song that sounds just like any normal old-timey blues staple song. Manish Boy, it's on his album Hard Again. It's got basically you just pick your lyric, and you go, Doc ranked his songs today. I mean, that's really kind of how those old blues staple songs kind of go. And Manish Boy is like considered one of the the great blues tracks of all time, and Muddy's the man, so he brings it. Number 4, I've got from Slow Hand. I picked one of my top 10 favorite musicals of all time is Peaches and Diesel. Got Eric Clapton playing guitar, kind of a competing guitar work on there, going back and forth with another member of his band, and then there's some slight drums that kind of come in toward the middle and carry you through there. But what a beautiful back and forth call and response type of musical that's on that album. Slow Hand doesn't get as much love as I feel like it should get. A lot more. I know it gets a lot of love, but I feel like it should get a lot more love for just how well constructed the album is. Number 5 for me, Linda Ronstadt. Rich has mentioned her before. I love he gave Poor Pitiful Me from Warren Zevon. I went a little bit more of a Roy Orbison vibe, so I went Blue Bayou. I thought her cover of Blue Bayou was just out of this world. Made me definitely fall in love with her even harder as a young man. So and ending it off, I've got Brian Eno. I know this is the one that's way out there. Brian Eno, I've got from his Before and After Science album. It's kind of a art pop, experimental pop album, and this one's called By This River, which has the only instrumentation on it is actually 4 different sets of keyboards, just like 2 different sets of synthesizer, a grand piano, and then another type of basic piano that are kind of all playing at the same time while he sings. And for me, I just thought it was a very interesting song, and I like the whole album of his, as a matter of fact. And I wanted to end the song with something a little bit more somber and sullen. And this is a great tune by Brian. So
cool.
Definitely sounds like your album too, buddy.
Yeah, that's definitely all you there for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I love the Strawberry Letter 23. In fact, I listened to it last night. I was watching Jackie Brown, and it
Yeah.
appears in the scene where he's whacking his accomplice in the beginning of the movie. I can't think.
Chris
of his
Rock?
name.
Is it
Chris Tucker. I think
Chris
it's
Tucker.
Chris
That's it.
Tucker.
That's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Chris
and he
Tucker.
puts him in the trunk, and that song's playing when he's driving around. But yeah, it's a good song. It's a good R&B tune. Linda Ronstadt. You can't go wrong with Blue Bayou either. So
Right.
cool. And I like the Climax Blues band. That was a good call
So,
for sure.
Yeah, very good album, buddy. 77, man.
77's great.
77 is great.
Yeah. So
And I think it's we talked about it before. You summed it up there really good there, Brian, talking about, the diversity even between us three. We have diversity between us three as well. And it's out there and it's different in some senses, but it's all kind of still hanging around the same kind of ballpark kind of thing where you can see, I can see why that fits, or I can see why that fits, and that fits you and that fits me or whatever. But it's all hanging around that sweet spot, I think, too.
I mean, we're going to reach for the things that are us, but the classics
Totally.
are the classics. You still come back to the core, I think. In the end, you come back to the stuff that belongs there.
Yeah, I think you'll say, C sounds like Doc and D sounds like Doc with everybody else.
Right.
That's what I think you'll say. So,
Yeah.
but C sounds like Doc. That's for sure. There's no getting around that part. So I can't control that. That's just me. So,
All right, then let's hear it, Doc.
Yeah, let's
What
hear
is
some more AC/DC. What do you got?
well, you got to give that a second. Hang tight. Hang tight. I know you're looking for it, Rich. So hang tight, brother. First, I got to do my Aerosmith.
Okay.
So, and it's a great album coming out here. And so we're close to almost like the run of Aerosmith at the end here. But Draw the Line is a fantastic album. And I'm taking the title track from this album, man. Draw the Line's just a kick-ass tune, man.
Yeah.
Tom Hamilton on bass and Joey Kramer on drums, man. Those two battling almost back and forth on a heavy, heavy, deep sound inside a rocking tune, man. Draw the Line's a fantastic rock blues tune song from Aerosmith, man. I keep going back to it. I just love the sound. Love Aerosmith in the 70s, man. So Draw the Line's going to start my side C. The second tune you don't know, I don't think, anyway. But hey, what can I tell you? Brian, you might know it, actually, because I think I might have suggested this one a long time ago to you at one time. And it's from the band Chilliwack, if you recall. And the song is Fly at Night. You may recall. It's a really cool, catchy tune about life on the road, man. That's all it's about, but it's got a 70s vibe to it for sure. But you can almost hear the song being played almost in, Almost Famous or something like that. It almost has that kind of feel to it. It's a really catchy tune. If you don't know it, you should check it out. I think it's worth a listen. Mm-hmm. It's not that far out there as far as 70s music go or 70s sounds go. Fly at Night's a really good rock tune, and just a small band from Canada, Chilliwack, but you'll never guess they're from Chilliwack, but that's where they're from. So
they had a small hit like Gone, 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 She's Been Gone
so long.
Right?
You might know that one.
Okay.
That song. Yes. Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. They got another really good song called Baby Blue, if you're into something like that too. Softer version and stuff. But it's some pretty catchy tunes, and this one's just a really good rock song for me. So now this one you probably didn't see coming. That's my guess. It's Isn't It Time by the Babies. That's gonna be my third tune.
Honorable mention for me. I had it on my list.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great tune, man.
I like it.
This is John Waite here, man. This is before he can before he goes solo, before you know him for some really big hits that he does solo, Missing You and stuff like that. But the Babies, and this is even before Bad English, I think he was in after this. So
yeah.
It's just this. There's a couple of tunes that show up over the next couple of years that are going to make an appearance from the Babies. I'll tell you that right now. They're just too damn catchy for me not to put on my list. And Isn't It Time is great backup singers. Great. The girls sound fantastic, and he sounds fantastic. It's got everything I like in a song, man. It's catchy. It's groovy, and he sounds fantastic. To be honest with you, so I'm going to follow that up with one Rich you had earlier. So it's Leonard Skinner too, man. I went with That Smell, okay, but I mean, I could have, I could have had What's Your Name. I could have had, there's a lot of great tunes off this album too, right? So
yeah,
three that I was really thinking about, but That Smell is just the one that really clicks with me. It's, yeah, you're right, man. This is Southern rock boys, but they're still rockers, man, and they're still doing probably everything they should probably do on a different level in one sense anyway. Can't you smell that smell, man, from Leonard Skinner? It's smell that surrounds you, man. It's Leonard Skinner singing Leonard Skinner, man, and that's what that is. And I love it. So
Great one.
yeah, you follow that up with some AC/DC, buddy. Let There Be Rock.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
Hey,
Good one.
more great tunes off this one too, man. So, but
Total surprise.
Let There Be Rock. What's that?
Total surprise.
Yeah.
Total surprise. Didn't see it coming, eh?
No.
You downloaded that graphic like 3 weeks ago. And you downloaded the next one as well, but that's not important right now. So, but
Okay.
Let There Be Rock, obviously, it's AC/DC, man. We're not going to pull any punches. This is what AC/DC is. Let There Be Rock, a classic AC/DC tune in a sense, and it's maybe a top 10er for me in one sense when I get down to it. Highway to Hell, Back in Black. Some iconic records are going to be coming up as well, and I'm gonna have a tough time living through that part, but I will. And but Let There Be Rock here is making my 77, man. That's just the way it is. You knew it was coming, right? Farewell to the Kings is out now, man. So this is Rush is here. So this might be my favorite Rush tune. So I probably say that about a lot of songs, but this one really is went on a short list here, man.
At
So
least it's on the
Xanadu.
next list.
Until the next one comes out. Until the next album. But Xanadu is if you've never heard the song Xanadu, go watch Rush play Xanadu, Exit Stage Left. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. But one thing you'll come out of it, you'll sit there and say, Jesus, Murphy, how the hell did those three dudes pull that off? I got no friggin' idea, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
Musically, second to none. I'm sticking with that. I think they're probably, I'm going to stick with maybe the most talented band, maybe ever. I mean, these guys are like at the top of their game. Top 10 guitarists in the world, top 5 bassists in the world, top drummer in the world. So these guys are all, that's my opinion, right? I could about Getty up number 1 or 2 as bassist. They're fantastic musicians. Xanadu is just an epic ride. Neil Peart is writing fantastic lyrics, and something on Honeydew and stuff like this in the song and stuff like this. You're not expecting lyrics like this from a song from a rock band, but it's a very deep and meaningful writer, and he doesn't get a lot of credit for his lyrics. And man, that guy read every book under the sun when he was doing these things too. So it's very deep. That's why I had my side C.
That's definitely a dark side for sure. Definitely.
Absolutely, because a lot of those bands were ones you were recommended to me, about a year ago when I was early into my album listening stuff.
Yeah.
The Babies and Chilliwack, and you had recommended. Actually, I listened to Exit Stage Left's Xanadu before I listened to the album version of it.
The version, that's
Because
right.
you had suggested that I do that. So, yep,
Yeah.
very much knew this was yours, sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure it is. I can't get around, and that's stock in 77, man. It's to be honest with you, it's stock in 2022 too. So
Yeah.
not much has changed there. So
There it is. Yeah, that was a heavy side for sure.
yeah, sure it is.
With Aerosmith, AC/DC, and Rush back to back, 3 of them.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it changes over time, right? I mean, this is just my sweet spot for these guys right now with that. And I mean, I can pick and choose as we go, but we'll find that in as we get into the 80s and stuff too. But not everything's going to hit either. So,
No.
Right.
how do you end 77? I guess, eh? You finish it off.
Yeah,
on
that's
side
the
D.
question. Yep.
You started off with maybe a trifecta. So it's dust in the wind for me too, guys. So
Okay.
start my last side.
Like it.
If Carry On My Wayward Son is their best or my favorite song, and this is my second favorite for them as well. And it's not like I have an abundance to draw from in a lot of senses either, but it's an iconic song again. Dust in the Wind is another easy listen, another fantastic, well-written tune. Like was it you, Rich, that talked about the solo inside the song and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Yes.
Can't go wrong starting off a side, I think, with Dust in the Wind in 77, man. I follow that up with one I think Brian you had earlier, and it is Mr. Blue Sky from Yellow for me. So
Yep.
yeah, this could be the happiest song ever. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it very well could be, but it's the happiest song maybe ever, or one of the happiest things you'll hear and stuff like that. I mean, let's face it, it's an upbeat song. It's a feel good song. It's a lot of good parts to it. No, but still with those Beatlesque qualities and stuff like that, you know, you can almost, this has definitely got a Beatlesque quality to it and stuff like that. But it's still got their own twist and turns inside of what they do musically with Yellow to make it sound like Yellow, which is awesome. And I think if anybody said Mr. Blue Sky to anybody or Yellow, Mr. Blue Sky would be almost at the top of almost anybody's list when they start talking about Yellow and songs and stuff like that. There's lots to choose from, but this would be one that would be in the top 5 for a lot of people bringing off tunes, I think. So follow that with Running on Empty. So
another one.
All right.
Yeah, I guess you maybe didn't see this coming, Rich? You know, the accent and stuff like that.
I didn't see it.
You're thinking maybe Not My Neighborhood or something like that. You know, it can be a little diverse too. You know, I don't just, let it be rock and stuff like that, man. I can run on empty too. So, yeah, it's a great storytelling song. And I think it's, to be honest with you, I think it's one of those songs in my life that I liked the song when I was younger. Don't get me wrong. That was fantastic. I just think I like it more and more as I get older.
Yeah, that's one of those songs. Yeah.
And he's telling a life story at a very young age, talking about his life on the road, on what he's going through. And I just find it's 10 years ago, I felt one way about it. And 20 years ago, I felt a different way. And today I feel even stronger about it. So I just think it's one of those kind of songs that's kind of a life song. And it just goes with me through life. And it's a great song. And my favorite from him, I'm not a huge Jackson guy, but love this tune, man.
Yep.
You can't miss that bass line and Baby Hold On from Any Money, man. So that's my next tune.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're piling up now. They're piling up.
Yeah, it's a great tune. And like 2 Tickets to Paradise. There's a lot. Eddie had a great opener here, man. This is a pretty good album, man, for sure.
Yeah.
But Baby Hold On, man, just that almost that vibe, almost the thing until and the bass sounds really good, but then the bass really kicks in and it's like almost like a drop on the bass, and it's just like you're on Eddie sounds great, man. There's no getting around that. It's a great tune. Still love 2 Tickets to Paradise too, and Late Cut, man. What can I tell you? I think it's a great song too. So I go back to Rumors, boys, for my number 5. Sorry, it's nothing we've heard of yet. So you make loving fun for me, man.
Wow.
I cannot get around the fact that I think I'm a bigger fan of Chris McVie's voice than I am for Stevie's.
Wow.
So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cool.
It's not like a hot take or anything like that. I think they're both awesome, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with this and stuff. I just, I love Stevie's voice. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. I just think, Christine doesn't get a lot of love for almost what she does in Rumors in one sense too. Everyone's thinking it's, Stevie and Lindsay and it's Rumors and Fleetwood and Mac and stuff. Mm-hmm. Christy sings more on this album than anybody.
Yeah.
And so, she brings a lot to the table. She writes a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
This song has just always been one that's, this and Secondhand News I was down to, if you want the truth from me. So they're both just kind of different. And I just love the song. I think she sounds fantastic in it. And I just love the way the lyrics flow about, how it all goes, do you believe? And the way she sings it and stuff like that, it's just catches me every time. And it's one of those more meaningful songs to me, man. What can I tell you? I love the sound of it. I'm going to end my 77 going back to Billy Joel.
That's right. Roll through.
There we go.
Oh, sorry.
He's back.
They dropped. I got dropped for some reason on the internet.
That's okay. So I was just finishing off the last song there. So I'm going back to The Stranger. I'm going back to the scenes from the Italian Restaurant as well. To end my.
Oh wow, you guys got that both then. Yes.
Yeah. Piano Man's my favorite. This is my second favorite. Billy song. So
yeah.
And let's face it, and Rich, you touched on it, and Brian, you probably dive as well. There's tons of songs on this album, you know. And he's pumping them out. Sounds fantastic, but the storytelling and scenes from the Italian restaurant and everything else. Ball of red, man, ball of white. All depends upon your appetite. Let's go.
Right.
And I'm going to end my 77 with the classic from Billy.
Nice. Yeah, you had some surprises on that side for me. I didn't see Dust in the Wind or Running on Empty from you, or Baby Hold On. I mean, really, the whole side was full of surprises for me.
And I was the one who guessed 6, and it's 6.
It is. Get out.
That's unbelievable. I never thought
I told you it was all resting on you, Brian. When I said earlier, it's all resting on you, brother. How and you came out with Baby.
If I had to come out with Side C, we'd have really been hurting, wouldn't we? Holy.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my list going. Yeah,
we had a lot of twofers too. To be honest with you.
Oh my God, we had a crazy amount of doubles. Crazy amount.
Yep.
So, Rich, give us some of your honorable mentions. I mean, I've got a list here too, but I want to see what you got. This is your year, so
yeah. Let me just run through them. I'm going to breeze through. I had "We Will Rock You." We Are the Champions. Definitely a monumental song that year. Heard It in a Love Song by Marshall Tucker Band. Let's see, Cathedral, which is a Crosby, Stills, Nash, because they're banned on or they pulled their stuff on Spotify. I wasn't going to honor them. Same with Neil Young, Like a Hurricane. I love the song, but Neil, you're not going to be on Spotify. You're out. Steve Miller Band, Jet Airliner, Swingtown, and Jungle Love. I like all 3 of them.
Wow.
Heart, Little Queen, Kick It Out, and Love Alive. Love them all. Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, Secondhand News, Never Going Back Again, Gold Dust Woman, and Silver Springs, the hidden track.
Right.
Mr. Blue Sky from ELO. Eric Clapton, Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, Lay Down Sally. Dave Mason, We Just Disagree. Come Sail Away by Styx. Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. Isn't It Time? The Babies. Ride on Josephine, another Thorogood song. I had Staying Alive from the Bee Gees. If I Can't Have You, Yvonne Elliman from that movie. And one more was Wondrous Stories by Yes, a personal favorite of mine from Yes.
I got Heard It in a Love Song. I've got Rumors minus Oh Daddy. I had all the rest of the
Good
song. I had Come Sail Away, Watching the Detectives, Feels Like the First Time, and Cocaine.
Yeah.
Are the ones, yeah.
Good ones.
Yeah.
My God, if I could do any different, I had some more Rush songs on mine, Cinderella Man or Closer to the Heart.
I like Closer to the Heart, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song. I also had Cocaine. I even had Jamming. I had all the Steve Miller tunes you rang off there, Rich. I had all 3. Yeah, Jungle Love, Jet Airliner, and Swingtown.
Yeah.
I had Psycho Killer too, Brian, just so you know. Turn to Stone. I had that as well. I had a lot off the Bat Out of Hell album, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, you could have picked any of those. They were all good.
Yeah. I'd Give a Little Bit as well. Roxy Roller, Tonight's the Night.
Tonight's the Night.
And Kings and Queens from Aerosmith, actually.
Yeah. You didn't have sheep? No.
No, I had Dogs is my favorite off of it. Yeah, I can't do anything like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. A nice double album there for everybody. I can't believe
for sure.
Doc bailed us out on that last run.
Ooh, he did. He had 3 in a row go boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom.
I was like, holy.
That's what I said, but I said it to you before, Brian. I said it's all on your shoulders, buddy, because I see my list and I know what Rich has already rang off. So it's just like, all right, they were gonna hit there, aren't we?
Yeah. Cool.
Well, all right, everybody. That was part 2 of our 1977. I think that actually, I mean, you know, I thought it actually came out great because despite the fact that we were very diverse, we still hit on a lot of trifectas because, like I said, classics are the classics, and people you can't run too far away from the ones that those albums that matter most in the 70s, and albums like Rumors and and Slow Hand and Eddie Money's debut album and stuff like that. People just can't run away from those things. That's just great material. So just a reminder, everyone, please check out our other videos from 1965 to 1976. The Spotify lists are there as well. Please like and add, subscribe, comment, do all those sort of fun things that help our channel a little bit. We really appreciate it because after this, we're going back to just single albums from this point on, from 1978 all the way through to 1994, which means, you know, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough all the way around. So we appreciate all the support that we can get here, you know, coming up. So thanks again, Rich, for joining me. I really appreciate it, bud. Doc, thank you very much.
You got it.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody watching, and hope to catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care.